Alright, so it's early in the game. I'm trying to get my first gank. There's only been one kill and it was in the top lane. Looks like the Diana just killed the Fizz one-on-one. All I have done so far is got my red buff, killed the small wraiths, and then got my blue buff. And then I came down to bottom because it looks like the Tristana's pretty low. So I'm going to wait here just to see if she kind of moves up a little bit. And try and jump in. Try and jump in. The Leona doesn't hit her ability, then I don't do much damage, so I just walk off. But on the way back, I run into Master Yi in the jungle. I don't know if I can take him or not, so I'm kind of cautious here. I see that I have the advantage. He starts to run off, and so kind of looked like the Leona got the last hit, but I think because I had the red buff, it killed him. So as you can see, even though I didn't get the gank on bottom, we were able to put a little bit of pressure down there, cause the Yi to come down, and then I just ran into him into the river to get my first kill. A couple of minutes later, I'm just kind of farming in the top, and the Yasuo is pretty low in the middle against his power. So he gets some good poke on her, but the Yi comes in. The Yasuo actually does a pretty good job fighting back here. You see the golly fail flash. Could have probably ran away, but he goes hard. He actually ends up killing the Yi, but he dies to the Akali. I just happened to come when I saw the fighting start. I was able to jump in and get a second really easy kill. For the third kill of the game, again, I just kind of went back to farming. This Diana is pushing the Fizz pretty hard. She decides to go ahead and go past the tower. So I just kind of jump in to try and save Fizz, but I'm doing pretty good damage. She hasn't fought back or anything yet. I see she's kind of low on mana. I just keep pursuing. She starts to fight back, but Fizz has used a potion or two and is able to assist. He uses the Ignite. There we go. Managed to kill her. Fizz gets a little money as well. It's going to help him in the lane because he was kind of losing his lane at this point. Alright, next thing you know, we're in the mid. I just went to buy, got my Spirit of the Elder Lizard and a couple of long swords to make the Brutalizer. I went and picked up a ward as well. There's two people in the mid here, so I'm just kind of farming. Yasuo shows up, and they just keep fighting immediately. So I do what I can, but the Yasuo gets burned. The Diana pushes a little too hard, gets hit by the tower, so I went dive in and kill her because I knew I could just dive right away. I got the kill because I evolved my wings first. After that mid encounter, I came up to kill the golems after the wraiths. See these two fighting again. Fizz goes pretty hard right away using his ultimate. He still manages to get killed though. I think I should be able to just finish this kill up. Or not. There we go. Good old tower dive to finish things off. Should be alright. Able to escape though. Right after teleporting to town in that top bush, I come back to the mid. Akali is not paying attention, and I get a good W on her. She's almost dead. Bear in mind, I can't see her the whole time she's in that circle, so I just kind of shot W at the mobs to try and get the explosion to kill her. It worked out. We got two people here. At this point in the game, I'm pretty fed already. I've got 6 kills. You know, I've got my Brutalizer, I've got my Spirit of the Elder Lizard, so I'm pretty confident. I don't think I'm really concerned about anybody on the other team at this point, but I was trying to make sure not to die as much as possible. I know this kind of goes without saying, but it's just really bad to get the enemy gold, because then they get stronger. It's just impossible to win. So this Diana's been poking me down. I don't see it yet, but Yi is coming in here. We can see on spectator mode. As soon as I see him come in, he kind of goes for the tower, uses his Q. We just kind of go head to head while he's underneath that tower, and it's going to be pretty hard to win tower damage on you. Alright, at this point in the game, we are 7-0. We just picked up our Boots of Lucidity for some more cooldown reduction. We go right down the mid. We see Akali trying to push down that tower again. kind of the same deal. She jumps into her stealth circle. I try and shoot my W just at whatever. I miss. She goes out. As soon as I see her go out, I give chase. I evolved my Q second, just because the way this game was going. I haven't really needed to evolve my W. The isolated targets are still plentiful. So that worked out. I'm going to go back to that last kill and kind of point out something here. Okay, so we were back to that Akali kill that just happened, and I want to point out something that you can do on a bunch of different champions, but specifically on Kha'Zix here, is when you use your leap attack, what you can do is use your Q in the air. That way when you land, you automatically do your melee attack. It seems pretty simple, but it really does help you. You'll use the Q plenty of times before you even land. You can even jump over the targets and use your Q in the air, and it'll just hit them midway. And then when the time you land, obviously you already used your Q, so you can do something else. It just saves you a little bit of time, adds a little bit of damage. Alright, we just got done killing the Akali, super strong. See Tristana pushed out past the dead tower. We're gonna go ahead and fight. We got Leona coming in. You see that? I don't see the Yi coming in, but obviously we can see him here again in spectator mode. Yi dives in, I have to dive out. Caitlyn, go ahead and use the ultimate. A little damage out there. I'm just kind of spamming my W here, trying to help out. Leona gets a good stun on the Yi. The ultimate gets the kill. I feel much safer to dive in now. A good combo on the Tristana, who then dives out. I get another W shot. She pushes me back. Leona goes hard. She's going to end up getting the kill. It looked like the Caitlyn just down the Nami the whole time. So we didn't really do that much damage in that fight, but we did get them to focus on us, and I think it worked out for everybody. This Akali is super low. I don't know if I see her. Yeah, I don't know if I just didn't see that at the time, but they trade kills there with the tower's help. So at this point, we're 8-0-3. We've got some pretty good items. Our team is barely winning. 27.1k versus 25.7k in gold. 17-15 with towers being even. But we're super fit. Alright, step back from base. Yasuo's pretty low. The Diana was just pushing this lane, so we're going to go ahead and try and push down that middle tower. A little bit of a group situation going on here. I get a good W hit. I try and dive into Intimidate, but I don't want to take too much tower damage. Yasuo gets the kill pretty easily. Yi just goes crazy with Bloodlust. Easy kill there. I may have kind of stolen that one, maybe on accident, I'm not sure. Akali's back here. I get a good W hit. It doesn't look like much is going to go on there since she's underneath her tower, but we do see two people underneath the bottom tower, so we're going to go down there.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Sana uses her jump early. I go ahead and use my jump, even though I probably didn't need to because I'm going to get a free reset. Just two easy kills in the bottom lane. I don't know if I got both of those or not, but we're up to 11-0-4. Pretty stellar game. We have probably the most money, I would say, by far. We've already got our Black Cleaver, which is doing really good armor penetration. I'll take a second to talk about my runes here. I'm using 9 armor pen marks, 1 quintessence of life leech, and 2 quintessences of attack damage. I looked up the armor value of mobs in the jungle because I didn't want to stack armor penetration since they didn't have armor to penetrate. It was kind of a waste, but I think the wraiths, maybe the golems, are the ones that have about 20 armor, the big golems, and then the wolves, I think the big wolf has 9 armor, so that's what I went for, about 9 to 12 armor penetration. I may go back to a little bit more attack damage, but it seems to be working out. I don't know if it makes a huge difference later in the game anyway. We have a ward down here, so I saw this Diana going for blue. Just the easiest kill in the world. She could have tried to run, but it wouldn't really matter, so I think she just kind of stayed. So we stole their blue. Things are going well. Alright, I just went back to town to buy. Things got a little crazy when I was there. Because I'm so fed, I can just kind of dive into this team fight. Everybody's almost dead or dying, so super easy to just get a bunch of kills. kind of screwed up there and got stuck for a second. I don't know what happened, but it doesn't really matter. I can take some tower hits. These guys are so low. Just, like I said, cleaning up these kills. We're up to 15, 0, and 5 at this point. And it's kind of snowballing. The team is still relatively close, though. It's 28 to 21 score up top, 37,000 to 33,000 gold. So anything can happen. We just grouped up to kill the dragon. Looks like the Nami and the Kali were just trying to get some farm in mid, but by this point in the game, they should be really poking out by themselves, especially when we're rolling around as a group of 5 people. I think coming up here, we get into a bit of a team fight. Yasuo is trying to poke around the back. Nobody really helps it, unfortunately. He comes up to try and help. We might just back off here. This is just a moment after that mid kind of siege thing going on. The Akali was chasing me down and managed to get me pretty low, but I did manage to escape. As you see, I did pick up a Guardian Angel at some point. Whenever I'm snowballing pretty hard, I try not to buy too many defensive items because you obviously want to maintain the snowball you got going. And I find the Guardian Angel is the best piece for Kha'Zix because it obviously gives you some magic resist and armor, which you need. Really, the coming back to life effect, I don't really find it to be that helpful. It can be kind of cool sometimes, but really you just get the armor and the magic resist is what you're after. As you can see in my stats here, I've got 126 armor and 102 magic resist, which is pretty decent. It should be reducing damage by around 50-ish%, I would think, which is going to help in these team fights. Here I just run into the in the forest, or I'm sorry, in the river, and that evolved Q is way too good at this point. I picked up a Ravenous Hydra, stack even more damage, a little bit of life leech to help out. You can see that he's had a pretty rough time. He's got his Static Shiv, Wriggle's Lantern, BF Sword. So he's trying to build his Infinity Edge, but I have a substantial lead at this point. I'm getting a little bit cocky here, as you can tell. I just kind of dive in on these 3 guys. My Guardian Angel pops. I'm trying terribly to spam my W here just to get some health and try and escape, but it doesn't work out. I end up getting killed. The team manages to clean everything up though, I think. Yeah, we score. They've got 4 dead now. Ooh, 1 more. Yeah, I should have just kept going, that was it. So we ended up getting an ace for it, but I did end up dying, so that kind of sucks. Once again, we find the Akali out by herself. I was just coming back from the top lane, ran into her. She kind of panicked and immediately went into her stealth circle. Used my W just to get some damage. She tried to escape, but the Q is doing monstrous damage at this point. I'm going to put a Pellis on here. Yeah, so they're isolated as 391 to 515. That's a lot. Especially with the armor penetration you have. Because when you jump in and hit with a Q, you're doing 2 physical attacks, then you immediately do a melee attack. Their armor's going to be reduced by 50% right off the bat, which is just crazy damage. The Yi, I think, is just kind of giving up hope at this point. This game is pretty much over. I'm just going to go into a little bit fast forward mode here because I think I do get a couple more kills, but I mean, once you get a little bit fed, really kills aren't that spectacular. You just kind of have to work on your teamwork is the more important thing than getting fed by yourself. Our team is pulling a bigger lead here. It's 45 to 28 at this point. This game should be just about over, I would think. Let's go into ultimate fast forward mode here. Khaz. Kali just had a 3 or 4 kill there. And I've got like in there somewhere. Legendary, stealing some buffs, killing some wolves, more people. 26 7, 1, and 11 at this point. Kali killing. This should be it. I think we're switching. Tower here. And one more freebie. Oh, looks like Kali is going to give one last effort. Not going to work out. Oh, and the heal one more time. That's it. So we wound up 31 and 14 as Kha'Zix. He's a pretty powerful champion if you get him snowballed in the jungle. You'll probably see some more videos from me about him since he's probably my favorite jungler champion.